I want to do something that's kind of different today. You know, I want to go to Coruscant and actually just stand and watch all the traffic fly around all over the place in 3D. That would be kind of interesting.
Well, see, I mean, it really, like, 3D really works in a first-person setting, but this is from a third-person perspective, and I mean, I don't really know how much it would really add to the game. Like, I mean, 3D is a design tool. It's just like, you know, HD, it's just like any type of, like, visual device that you'd use in designing this creative game. But it's like, it's there to add depth.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you would really get because you're constantly moving the camera around. I mean, like, half the time you might be looking at the ground, just running.
Yeah, and, you know, for those reasons, I don't see BioWare really implementing that.
Yeah, it's a little difficult in an MMO.
I think it'd be kind of interesting. I would definitely want to try it at least once or twice to see what it's like.
Maybe do like an hour or something.
I don't think I could do anything
or like,
competitive.
I mean, like maybe not a raid because you might wipe, but and your raid group would be really.
Although sometimes, like,
screaming at you.
If you're doing an operation or raiding and you drink enough, you can see it in 3D.
Yeah, that's very true. This is all you need for 3D vision.
All right, let's look at the next question then. Zach, what did you think of the swap radio incident?
Are we talking about this?
No comment.
We're not going to talk about.
What do you mean by what incident?
It's in the past.
Okay, would you let him talk? Because otherwise, we're going to have to kick you off.
I was trying to make a point on that podcast that the 49ers are awesome this year. And, man, they won again this weekend, so.
Okay. Alright, I got a question from By Bounty Hunter. Question. And my allergies are killing me here in Austin. Did you get to play? I would hope so. You say playing in class now will ruin the story when the game goes live. If you get to play it too much now.
Yeah, absolutely. But okay, listen to me. I mean, like, playing in class, you're experiencing the story, but it's not being ruined. I don't understand this concept of it being ruined because the story is for the most part finalized.
It's
yeah, I mean it's not going to change.
Seeing it now versus seeing it then, it's the same story.
You just said absolutely. I thought you were saying that it would ruin the story.
Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. No, I mean, it wouldn't ruin the. Well, yeah, well. I mean, it will ruin the story, as in spoilers, but it won't ruin the story in terms of actually, like, degrading the value of the story.
But most people's exposure to the game at this point, unless they're fortunate enough to be in a long-term beta testing, is going to be on one of these shock and awe beta testing weekends, some of which are even as short as 24-hour periods. So the amount of story you'll be able to get in on a class in that time is...
Well,
I think they're talking about they want to keep it fresh for launch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's ruining it.
It's not going to ruin it in that amount of playtime.
Yeah, I mean, keep it fresh for launch, but you're still playing the same story that's going to be at launch. I mean, for the most part, I don't think they're going to be doing drastic changes, you know. It's this way, and then, you know, they take a complete 180. It's probably minor things that they're actually...
Well, I don't think they didn't ruin it like you're thinking.
Well, it's kind of like, though, if you had, like, a movie you really wanted to see, and you knew that it was coming out in 2 months, and you're like, well, instead, I'm going to watch the first 15 minutes today, and then in a week, I'm going to watch that first 15 minutes again plus 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's a little weird because you're not getting, like, the experience that the artist wants you to.
Yeah,
you're kind of, like, doing this weird sort of half thing.
I can see that, that's true, but when you look at games, we download demos all the time.
Absolutely,
yeah. And I've never downloaded a demo where I was like, that just killed the story for me.
However, a beta is different, especially
it is a little bit different.
for Star Wars.
But when you're talking about when you're talking about like a lot of people just did like the shock and all type, this happens in 1 day, 2 days, that's it kind of thing. I don't think you're going to be able to do enough in an MMO in 1 or 2 days or even just a weekend to ruin the story. I mean,
I think that like if you're the type of person who's asked the question, like I'm worried about ruining the story, I kind of want to keep it fresh, then stay away from it. It's really easy.
I mean, I will say that I actually had a very similar, like I think everybody goes through this dilemma when they get invited to beta. Do I play my class that I want to play at live, or do I save it? And for me, like I am in beta, and I really wanted to learn my class with Bounty Hunter. I really wanted to learn it and learn how it plays. And I think that outweighed my wanting to save the story. And so that was sort of my perspective. And that's a lot of people's perspective, but totally, I mean, people play, Republic, who are rolling Empire just to completely save anything on the Empire
I kind of had that approach, but one thing I'm kind of glad that I've played the game as much as I have. At first, I was afraid to try certain things because I was like, Jedi Knight, I'm doing that. I don't want to know anything about it. And then I started like messing around with some of these other stories, and I was like, you know what? This is really interesting. Like, so far, there's some things about the Consular storyline that a lot of people seem to not like, but I'm enjoying what little I got to play of it. I'm enjoying it, and I've like decided over the course of the last month or so, I don't think I see myself playing at night, and I would have never have changed that if I didn't jump into it initially. So if it's one of the things where you're not sure, like all these classes look appealing to you, all these stories look appealing to you, I don't think it's going to hurt you by jumping in and playing a little bit, because you'll get an idea enough to know, okay, when the game comes out, I don't want to go down that road immediately.
Yeah, and also this is the perfect opportunity for you to explore what the opposite choice of what you think you're going to do. If you think you're going to be like more light side, it's really fun. Okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to be a total jerk just to see what it's like. So, while the broad story arc is the same, it's actually quite fun to explore the different responses. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Although I couldn't space the people today, and the what is that instance called? It's the First Republic one.
Esselis?
Yes. Bad. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Is that where you blow him out of the airlock or something? Or what
that's not. That's not.
That scene was in a trailer. That's funny.
So,
yeah, let's show that one again.
I think one of the questions was, how many slots do you get per server? I don't know if that's been released yet, so it's plenty, so I wouldn't worry for anybody.
Yeah. You need to experiment as much as you want to.
I don't think that's going to change.
There's a question from Atomics. What was the coolest thing that you all saw today? So we'll start with
we can talk about
Jaro, and we'll go from left to right.
The coolest thing I saw today is something I can't actually talk about.
What was the second coolest thing you saw?
The second coolest thing I saw today is we're allowed to talk about Ilum, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
Are we?
We can only talk about
I
the
thought
stuff
we were
that
supposed
James did.
Dave sucked it.
I think it said Ilum, right?
Really?
I mean, this is live, so I don't want to...
Whatever James Owen talked about is the only thing we can talk about.
Well, they showed some stuff from Ilum, and that got me really excited. I was so pumped about that.
We got to see some of
the open world PvP game.
And
Gabe answered some questions that were really on my mind. James answered a ton of awesome questions. He was really good. I would have to say the stuff that we can't talk about though was really cool. Teaser.
Well, I wasn't there at the summit today, but I watched Twitter. And I love the stuff that I heard that was coming out of Ilum, like that you could have lots and lots of people there, and I think it's going to be exciting. Can't wait.
Yeah, the coolest thing that I saw today was also something that I can't talk about. I know that seems like a really jerk thing to say, but you guys are going to be really excited in some determined amount of time.
December 20th.
Yeah, that's right.
December 20th is when you're going to be really excited. We're going to be able to talk about everything.
Definitely.
December 20th, you're going to be super, super happy.
I don't know what the coolest thing was. There were some things that we got to see that we can't talk about, like the Darth Malgus statue.
Yeah. Yeah,
people
that's
were
true.
taking
Yeah,
pictures of
we
that
were-
and tweeting
we
it.
were
we
able
got
to
see
unbox.
the physical elements of the collection.
Yeah, we got to unbox
Oh,
the
yeah.
collector's edition. That was really cool.
And we got to see the Razer equipment box.
Oh yeah, prototype.
All that to
for
see
the
that
Razer
mouse
equipment.
pad. That thing felt like it was bulletproof. Did you pick it up?
Seriously,
It was like
it's like a bulletproof vest.
I have
It's
no
not a
idea.
mouse
Not the
pad.
pad.
The pad
Yeah.
was so
It's-
heavy.
It's a mouse protective device.
I mean, I don't see that thing sliding around on your desk at all.
Absolutely not.
So I
They
don't know
need a
what
big
the
desk
coolest
though.
thing is.
I mean, it was quite large though. It might have just been the packaging, but so.
Did you say what you thought?
I didn't, but my answer is almost identical to Justin's, and I really liked it, even though I'm not a big PvPer. It made me want to do that more than anything else I've seen so far.
Okay, question from Riptide about crafting for Roxanne was, is there a chance that you get different companions that have the same capabilities for the same levels of buffs? And I probably screwed your question up a lot.
I don't
Well,
even
I'm glad you
understand
asked
it.
that question and directed it towards me.
You're the
I'm not
crafting
sure.
expert.
I'm not sure. Can you repeat part of it? I don't care which part.
Well,
You
all
paraphrase,
classes
but-
all classes have the same chance at having companions that have the same crafting buffs.
All right, so I kind of can answer this question because I think we know that companions don't have crafting buffs anymore. And the reason that they got rid of that is because that they never wanted you to have to like alter your flashpoint plans and stuff by saying like, oh, I can't bring Vet because I need her to do this other crafting thing.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
the
I think
answer is that they will have the equal opportunity, which is none, because those buffs don't exist anymore.
I think they're still testing that though.
Okay,
But,
so that's
I mean,
really
because
just,
I'm not
James
exactly-
talked about that today.
Did he?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
In fact, I asked
that
that
what-
question, didn't
oh,
I?
okay.
It's all a blur. But yeah, I was talking about affection rating and
Okay.
the fact that companions,
So,
like, how does that affect it?
Yeah.
I mean, are we supposed to care so much about the affection rating in terms of the crew skills? And he said they've taken that out because they
Okay,
didn't
cool.
want you to have to worry about it.
so
Essentially.
they've taken that. Cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I hope that answers your question.
Question for Jaro: are there any news for Guild capital ships?
I think they said, the same thing that they always say, is that they love the idea, but it's not going to go in for lunch.
Yeah.
I love the idea. I want it in for always.
Question for Zach: is there any update on animal mounts?
I don't even think they talked about mounts today.
They
Got to see a couple.
I mean, I remember them
Never
talking
be-
about animal mounts like a while ago, but I think they deliberately said that it's not going in for launch. That it's going to
I thought I
be
remember them actually saying
personal
that
vehicles.
they were not doing animal mounts
I
at all
kinda-
because the vehicles fit the genre better,
Yeah.
and having actual animals is what.
I kind
Well,
of feel
I wouldn't rule it out for the future, but I would say that possibly.
I'm going to be honest. I feel bad right now because there is so much that we could talk about, not related to this question, but just today in general. And I keep going. I think we can talk. No, I don't think we can talk about that. Where's David? Because I need to ask him.
Yeah, we need David as a moderator
I
here.
feel, or Steven. Somebody
yeah.
shoot us that look.
Well,
Like, you
there is
can't-
an
Or Jason
embargo.
will help us out.
There's an embargo that we have that will be lifted once the
On
European fan sites.
Ugh.
There's an embargo for a week and a half when stuff happens, and then we can talk about some stuff. But there's a lot of stuff we can talk about right now.
Well,
There's some very specific things
you know
that
what?
we
It
cannot
might
talk
be
about.
Will you go
easier.
ahead and introduce yourself and where you're from?
All right, I'm talking a lot right now. This is Jason
This is some
from
guy
ForceJunkies.com.
that just came out of the bar.
He's
I was
not-
bringing and I'm like,
He was just like,
I know what you guys
I'll
are talking
just
about.
jump
He's a
in here.
Giants fan.
I'm a Giants fan too.
Yeah.
I think it might be easier if we say what we can talk about.
Okay. Well, here's a question that was a lot earlier on in the chat.
I'm sorry, guys.
One people asked out, was there anything said about chat bubbles? This is one we can't talk about because this was part of our our interview actually got recorded in May. I don't know, sometimes May already came out. I don't know if we got a copy of it yet.
Well, chat bubbles was brought up on the James Dolan thing.
Right.
We can talk
That's
about
one of the questions
Yeah,
that
we'll
I
talk
had.
about
So, he had this to say about it, that they are looking to get it in for launch. There's not a promise, but they think it's very important, not just for people who are looking at it for social or role play reasons, but just because they feel it's very helpful to new players, for